Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca and I'm a Muslim convert of over 10 years. Today I'm going to be talking about how I stopped wearing makeup for 1 month. We're going to be talking about the reasons that I stopped wearing makeup as well as how I stopped wearing makeup. So let's get into it. So when I first converted to Islam, I learnt about Islam through YouTube. So I watched a lot of videos like Numan Ali Khan, Mufti Menk, this sort of thing. But what I really wanted was kind of a female perspective of Islam and to find a Muslim woman who was happy in her religion and pious and this sort of thing. So I kind of scoured YouTube looking for Muslim women. There weren't many Islamic female speakers at the time. So what I kind of settled for was these hijabi influencers. Now, what I learned about Islam from these hijabi influences, which I can't fully remember, but I imagine it was about worshipping Allah and this sort of thing, really helped me to build my relationship with Allah and to ground myself in Islam. So I'm grateful for them. But one thing that I didn't get from them was this perspective that perhaps like makeup is not fully halal in that it should be light or you shouldn't wear it at all, or the fact that some scholars have this opinion. My perspective on makeup was that it was like fully okay, there wasn't any limitations on it and this sort of thing. When kind of I've done my own research in terms of going to an Islamic class at the mosque and they've kind of said something different. So yeah, I went to an Islamic class about 9 years after I converted, and it's with this female teacher, and it was for new Muslims, and the topic of makeup came up. And one thing she said was that makeup should be light, or there should be no makeup at all when you're in public. It shouldn't be like you're wearing really, really heavy makeup, which I just didn't know before, obviously, because I got a lot of my Islam from these hijabi influencers who created videos, of how to do makeup, how to do hijab, this sort of thing. So that's kind of new knowledge for me. Another thing she said is that when you make wudu, so when you do ablution, you shouldn't really have makeup on because it kind of prevents the water penetrating to your face. There are differences of opinion on this, and I have looked into it, and there are differences of opinion. But her perspective was that you shouldn't wear makeup when making wudu. And one thing that I had been doing before that is basically when I've been making wudu, I've been kind of doing it with makeup on. So I've been kind of avoiding the eye area to avoid taking my mascara off. And I didn't really realize that that was wrong. Like I thought that was fine as long as you kind of put water all over your face, then it's okay. But what she was saying is that to make wudu, you don't need makeup on. Then if you think about it, if you're praying 5 times a day and you can't wear makeup when wearing wudu, then it's really hard to wear makeup because it takes, what is it, 15, 20 minutes to put like a full face of makeup on. And you imagine like each time you make wudu, each time you pray, having to reapply that makeup, it would just take too long. Like it's just not something that I could see myself doing in my life. I don't really want to start like a debate in the comments like is makeup halal, is makeup haram, how light should the makeup be, this sort of thing. I just wanted to kind of share my story and where I'm at with makeup and the reasons that I made the decisions that I did, as opposed to saying this is halal, this is haram. This is just what I've done and my understanding from my classes. I don't want to be taken as like the ultimate scholar or whatever because I'm definitely not. I'm just sharing what I'm doing and what I've learned, and I'm on a journey. Learning is a process, and this is just where I am in my process of learning. Now, one thing I will say is it was not easy for me to stop wearing makeup. Like, makeup was what gave me the confidence to go out and meet people. Like, without makeup, I just didn't feel confidence to meet people I knew. Like, not wearing makeup put me in such an unconfident place where I just felt completely like not attractive, not someone want to be around, and this sort of thing. Now, apologies, I'm going to read this bit mostly off a script just because I want to make sure what I'm getting is right. And it's really hard for me to remember like certain things that I'm saying because of my dyslexia. So I'm just going to read it. I feel like pretty privilege is definitely a thing in our society, which is the idea that prettier people get treated better. So I think makeup could definitely be seen as one way to get treated better. I always had this thing that I felt like my friends wouldn't like me as much if I didn't have makeup. If I didn't wear makeup, then people in society would treat me worse, like strangers and things like that wouldn't treat me as well. Um, yeah, so I know this is kind of like probably weird thinking, people treat you differently if you don't wear makeup, but if you look at kind of the construct of pretty privilege and how it works, and how, particularly in the movies, friendships have been shown in the West between women is a lot to do with competition and how you look. And they even say, like, women go closer with more people in similar looks, and the better you look, the more friends you have, and this sort of thing. Like, it is. I don't know how well researched it is, but I feel like from the media that I consume, that's kind of the image that I get. And I feel like it has affected kind of my perspective of myself without makeup because I'm less attractive, maybe I'm less able to make friends, maybe people treat me worse in public. Like it's all linked to sort of the concept of pretty privilege, and it's definitely like a thing. Like my perspective was I'll just have less opportunities if I'm not as pretty, to be honest. That was just my perspective, and I felt like makeup was one way to make myself prettier and kind of increase my opportunities in friendship, work, people treating me well in public, people treating me well here, people treating me well there. I just felt like if I was more attractive, I would be treated better. So the idea of taking that makeup off and kind of taking that mask off and kind of, seeing my natural self was really, really scary. I really, really struggled with it. And to be honest, I never thought I'd be able to do it. I never thought I'd be able to stop wearing makeup. But one thing that I did is I went to Mecca to do Umrah. And when I was kind of going around the Kaaba, I was literally making so much dua, like, Allah, please give me the strength to stop wearing makeup. Like, if you don't want me to wear makeup and it's like not the best thing Islamically, or it should be light, or it should be not at all, then please give me that strength to not wear makeup. So I made so much dua, and alhamdulillah, the dua has been answered. Like, I was even said, even if it's only for a little bit, like, I just want to try it. So it's been a month now and I've not worn makeup, so I'm quite proud of myself, to be honest. In terms of how people treat me differently since I'm not wearing makeup, I've noticed literally no difference. My friends treat me the same, my family treat me the same, even strangers treat me the same in public. Like, I haven't noticed any major difference in how I've been treated, and this is something that I probably want to get across to girls that are thinking of not wearing makeup. Like, your life will not dramatically change. Although there's all this in the media about pretty privilege, and if you watch a lot of Western movies, you'll get this idea that, to get more opportunities and to get this sort of thing and to make more friends, you need to be prettier. But I do think, that's just a construct of the West and the way that the West has been set up. Or even, I don't know about other societies, to be honest. Maybe it's the same in other countries, but I wouldn't know because I can only speak English and I only consume Western media. Um, but yeah, something I'd want to get across is your life will not dramatically change if you start wearing makeup. Like, it'll still be the same. The changes that you will feel will be internal. So again, I'm gonna read this bit of her script just because I want to make sure I'm getting it right. I don't want to like have my thoughts all scrambled and this sort of thing. So I feel like I'm less confident, less attractive when I don't wear makeup. When I'm looking in the mirror and I'm not wearing makeup, like I don't really like what I see compared to when I was wearing makeup. Even now, like I'm looking at my picture now and I'm like, I look so bad compared to when I have makeup on. But then I need to remember the reason that I'm doing this is for God and to please Allah and not for any confidence boost or self gain. Internally, I've lost a lot of self confidence taking the makeup off, um, which doesn't make a lot of sense considering people aren't treating me differently, but it's just how I feel. But ultimately, it's so I can, do my prayers of proper wudu, so I'm not risking doing something which is disliked by Allah because there is guidance against heavy makeup, even in scholars. I have tried to kind of counteract my lack of confidence um, through skincare, but it hasn't really worked. I'm just at a point now where I'm just accepting the lower confidence, accepting the feeling of not being pretty enough, hoping Allah will reward me and I'll get closer to Allah through this. It's confusing when there are sort of differences like makeup, no makeup, this makeup, that makeup, when there are those differences of opinion to know whether you're doing the right thing for Islam and Allah. But not wearing makeup, being correct, is just this feeling that I have, and I don't want to push my views on everyone. I think everyone should do their own research and come to their own conclusions regarding makeup. But this is just where I'm at the moment, and I hope my story has been somewhat helpful to someone. I don't know if I'll intend to wear makeup again. I probably will in the evenings or something. I'm not really sure at this point. But I just decided for this month not to wear makeup. And, alhamdulillah, I did it. So I am proud of myself that I have gone a month without wearing makeup because it is a big progress compared to where I was before. If you want to know more about Islam and wearing makeup, I wouldn't base it purely on this video. I would kind of watch other videos, do my own research, ask a scholar about their opinion on makeup, and then kind of come to my own conclusion. Because obviously, I'm not an expert. I don't want to put myself off as an expert. I really just wanted to share my story and like my perspective on makeup and that sort of thing. But I don't kind of want to tell anyone what to do or say this is halal, this is haram, this sort of thing. So yeah, I just encourage you if you are wearing a lot of makeup just to look and you are Muslim and you're wanting to get close to Allah, just to look into it and then make your own conclusion. And to be honest, that's all I want to say on the topic. Like, thank you so much for watching. I do hope this has been helpful. And yeah, I hope you to see you around my channel soon.